Whilst planning and filming a sequence, it's imperative that you pay close attention to continuity in order to create a sense of verisimilitude and to keep the audience's interest, as a film which lacks continuity becomes somewhat ridiculous and even laughable. In our preliminary task, we made sure to use the 180-degree rule, which is where the camera is only positioned along an arc from one side of a hypothetical line that bisects the scene, in order to create some solidarity in the way that characters or objects are positioned. After having achieved this in the prelim, we made a conscious effort to repeat this technique in our final film opening. This worked well as we were able to clearly establish the layout of the scene and make sure the audience did not become confused.
Another similarity we found between our preliminary task and the final product is the use of a match and action shot. This is a sequence of shots that shows a process of movement from multiple angles. In our prelim, we filmed our main character from behind, walking up to a door and opening it, then filmed her walking through it from inside the room. An effective shot makes this movement look like a continuous action. We are proud of our match and action shot that we used in our preliminary task, and so we decided to include it in our final product, though this time we matched our main character running down the stairs from two different angles.
Many film openings use dialogue to set the scene and catch the audience's attention early on in the film, but in our prelim we decided against this. Particularly in our preliminary task, the absence of speech allowed us to build tension and kept the attention of the viewer, as the audience had no choice but to watch the screen in order to see the progression of the narrative. We felt that this worked well in our prelim, and so decided to repeat this in our final film opening. Not only did it build a great amount of tension for the viewer, but it also meant that there was little distraction from the various elements of cinematography that we'd worked hard to include.
One of the features that we were required to use in our preliminary task was a shot-reverse shot. This could be used to show two characters having a conversation or otherwise directly addressing one another. Though one of the primary functions of a shot-reverse shot is to give the audience an idea of who's talking to who in a scene, it also serves to speed up the pace of the scene. This was something that we neglected to incorporate into our final film opening, to the detriment of our product, as we as a group feel that our fight scene needed at least one example of shot-reverse shot to increase the pace of it and to make it look less staged.
A second major difference between our preliminary task and our final film opening is the genre of the two products. Our prelim had the making of a suspenseful psychological thriller, whereas our final product fell within the sci-fi thriller category. Though the prelim was successful in creating suspension tension, we felt that a sci-fi thriller would have a more visual effect on the audience. With an exciting fight scene and gruesome makeup effects, we were able to evoke more obvious emotions. Similarly, a sci-fi film gave us more opportunities for creative and exciting cinematography and makeup. A sci-fi thriller film which has an element of action is a genre combination that has been seen regularly in the likes of The Hunger Games, The Maze Runner and Jupiter Ascending, and which has led to a great reception from our target audience, and we decided to create the product that had some similar elements in order to guarantee a positive reaction.